So how does having less leads equal into more revenue? We're gonna do that right now. So this was one example that I'm gonna show you that will just blow your mind. I've learned this from Chris Do from the future. And then of course I made it into my own offer and applied it to our tailored business. It was different compared to other business models, which I will show you after this. But first, let's do some basic math. So this is what we would be doing before. So we would say 10, right? 10 clients. And then you charge these clients 1,000 each. That equals to 10,000, right? So then I said, why don't we just get one client and charge them 10,000? Of course, that's going to equal $10,000, right? So this is what we apply, and the way you have to set yourself apart from the competition is this. So if we have 10 clients, each paying us 1,000, we're competing with the rest of the people. So let me show you that right now. All right, so we have here Go High Level, which is it's a really good CRM, honestly. They're all really good, but look at this. So the the starter pack is $97, and the unlimited, which is really all you would need in case you already have a full-blown starter pack going, there's one, right? Now let's check the other one. And now we have Carrot, who is catered more towards home buyers, right? Real estate, all that stuff. And it's very similar to the price we just saw, right? And then of course we have the plus, just so that you can have that. And then we have the Grow plan, which is kind of similar to the other one, but it offers you a very limited workspace here. Back on track because we were getting bombarded by all these annoying ads. Here we have the conversions, right? Other than if you're going to use the $97 per month plan, you also have extra charges here. But more than likely, you're going to have to get the plus. So they're already telling you, oh, well, we're going to get more from here, why not just pay the extra? And then if we're already going to do SEO, why not just pay another extra? Which in general, this is going to add up to almost like $150. Yeah, like almost 140 some dollars. And then you're like, well, why not just upgrade to this one? So it basically just keeps adding up. So we see that Carrot has the same pricing plans, almost the same. So it has the same pricing plan as Go High Level. And then we're going to see another example. And here we see another popular CRM. This one usually tries to promote the funnel aspect of CRMs, which in reality, almost all these do the same thing. To be honest, they do this exact same thing. It's just how you apply it. I'm showing you these examples so that we can see the similarity between all of these. And these are comparing basically the 97, right, that the Go High Level plan had, and then Carrot has their 100 plus plan. We see that they're similar. The only thing is that they have it at a discount if you get it per annual. But if you don't do annual plans, then of course you're going to get the $97 plan, just like Go High Level. So in other words, they're all the exact same thing. They're the exact same thing. I showed you 3 examples of the 3 top rated companies out there. But what is the difference? Not much, other than who they're targeting. And this is a race to the bottom. You're basically pricing your CRM compared to another CRM. So there is no differentiation from this one to this one and then to this one. They're the exact same thing. So what is the difference that sets you apart from your competition? Let's go over that now. And we're back to seeing these numbers again. Why is this important? Because they are what's going to help you to create more revenue and that you can apply today by raising your prices from 1,000 for every unit, from 10,000 to every 1 unit. How do you do this? So first we have to figure out this. You have to know your audience. To know your audience is so important. Who you offer it is so relevant. For example, there's Walmart, which we know what Walmart is, at least the majority of us. We have HEB that's in Texas and in surrounding, areas. Then we have Sam's or Costco. They are each competing for the same audience, but offering different subscription methods just so that they can make up for for the loss, I guess, they have from not buying from them. Consider this. When you're going to Walmart, they say every day so low prices. If anything, they might just be the same as HEB, and HEB might have, which is here everything's better here in Texas. They offer some discount for those that are loyal. And then there's, Sam's and Costco, and that some of these offer, a membership basis thing where yes, you might get it a bundle, but if you're not going there all the time, you're paying just the same as the other one because you're still paying for the subscription. Unless you're buying a lot, then perfect. You're saving some money. You might not be saving as much. So here we can see the audiences. We can see that these are general audiences, which is, so Walmart, HEB, Sam's or Sam's Club, Costco, and other relevant companies that are generally towards this niche have to all keep a competitive price to keep people coming back because they're fighting for the same audience that everybody else is. But this is the key. Now I'm going to show you the ones that are very specific to their audience and why they're able to charge more. So first we have Sprouts. This market is specialized towards organic products. Their prices are higher because their products are of higher quality than the general HEB, Walmart, Sam's, Costco. They might have some very niche specific products, but they're not, the whole store isn't very, specialized in one product where they can charge an upsell that people keep coming for more. Now we have an example of a gym. So this is Equinox. So how we generally see it, gym memberships are sometimes, like 20, 30, depending on what gym, like either Planet Fitness or a local gym, they charge $40 to $50 a month. Equinox charges around $200 a month for general admissions. If you need a specialized membership, if you're an athlete, then it can go upwards to, who knows, around $12,000 a year. Depending on the gym that you go to, there is also, I think, Madison Gym that also is catered to a specific group of people that live in a specific area, kind of like a country club, where they charge each client $12,000 or more a year. So they have that yearly membership. It's very exclusive, but they are gaining more revenue than someone who's only paying $20 a month. If you do 20 times 120, that is $240 a year. Compare that to $12,000 a year, and you get one client that pays you 12 compared to the one that pays you the $240. Now, how many 240 does it make to get the 200,000? 200,000 divided by the 240, you have 50 clients, meaning that it takes one client to equal 50 clients if you had a smaller gym. Why are they able to charge that much? Because they offer specialized plans for clients who need specific regimes, either specific diets, specific workouts, or they want to work at a specific portion of their body, or they want to gain weight, or they want to gain muscle, or they want to lose weight. Depends if they want to bulk up or not. You see how this is very specialized because now you're focusing a lot on the client instead of focusing on 50 clients, because you should already have some specialization in gyms at this point. You should have knowledge, but now you're structuring the offer where it makes sense to have one that equals 12,000. Of course, what matters here, if you're going to raise your prices, location matters. Who you're offering to matters. Who sees your stuff matters. You're not going to go offer a $12,000 membership at a middle class area because they more than likely will not be able to afford $12,000 for a gym. But if you go to Madison Square Garden or you go to Beverly Hills, they will afford it. And because they love the exclusivity of having less people, now everything is catered to them. You're focusing on that one client that is going to get proven results and personalization. You're going to tailor everything to them, making your product that much better. Let's go over another example. And here we have Blair Ians, who has a book called Win Without Pitching Manifesto. I don't rely too much on Blair Ian's work, but really one of the things that inspired me was that he was able to charge $200,000 compared to a company that charged 20. And the one that charged 20 was denied, but the one that charged $200, which was him, worked. Why did it work? Because they specialize in tailoring everything to their clients to rack up as much revenue for the business as possible. How much is it to work with Blair Ians? Well, it is a minimum of $50,000. By doing so, this is something he says up front. If you don't have $50,000 investable income, hang up the call right now. He doesn't want to waste his time, and he moves on. And if you're still on the call, then they have the investable income. So what does that mean for Blair Ians? It means you get less leads or less clients. The clients go, they leave, they got their website or they got their marketing, probably pay $5,000 for the month. They didn't get anything out of it. Why? Because everything that was done was not tailored to that business. Why does that matter? So this is part 1 out of part 2. So tomorrow we will schedule part 2. Stay tuned for that.